Hey there, good to see you all once again. Any Formula 1 fans out there? Today's video will surely bring a smile to your face. As Formula 1 admirers, we all know the history of Scuderia Ferrari. Contesting every World Championship season since 1950, the team is considered the most successful team in the history of Formula 1 racing. The Grand Prix racing history of Scuderia Ferrari dates back to 1947, winning 15 Drivers' Championships and 16 Constructors' Championships. However, it's been over a decade and a half since they won any major championship. Here is the second child of Hervé Leclerc, a keen driver in his own right, having raced in both karting championships and Formula 3 in the 1980s and 1990s. Charles Leclerc didn't directly join the F1 team. He had previously raced in the go-karting, F3 and F2 events, winning all three. It was during his debut season that he won the FIA F2 Championship, by which he was placed among a select few to have won in the beginning season: Nico Hülkenberg, Lewis Hamilton and Nico Rosberg. He also cracked the record for the most pole positions in a single season, 8 times. As for his time in F3, he ended up winning the Rookies' Championship by a landslide of 124 points. He drove for 2 years in F3, 2015 to 2016, 1 year in F2, 2017, and in December 2017, it was announced that Leclerc had signed with the Alfa Romeo Sauber Formula 1 team for the 2018 season. Although Leclerc does not have any enemies and appears to be friendly with other drivers, he's been the main subject of conversation for many of them. Let's see what other drivers have to say about him. Sebastian Vettel. He's a long-time admirer of the Monegasque driver and has spent 2 years, 2019 and 2020, with Charles, and hence must have a lot to say about his fellow driver. As a Ferrari driver, Sebastian says about Charles, Charles, beat me fair and square. He was very fast. I think he will go a long way providing he has the right equipment. We saw the right away. You see it this year, time will tell. The 4-time World Drivers' Championship winner all praised Charles before he departed from the Ferrari. He is currently very fast and talented. He has a bright future ahead of him and will do things right. Being 10 years senior to Charles, this man, without hesitation, was all praising Charles for his exceptional skills. He's in a different phase of his career. I was able to learn from him too, and it was exciting. I could see something of me in him as I was 10 years ago. He's a nice guy, and I can only say good things. These words will give us a clear picture of how Vettel and Charles would have spent their 2 years with Ferrari. When Vettel's 6-year journey with Ferrari eventually came to an end in 2020, he gifted Leclerc one of his helmets with an inscription that reads, "To Charles, you are the most talented driver. I came across 10 years of F1, do not waste it. But be sure, whatever you do, be happy and smile. Thank you for everything." This isn't normal between two F1 drivers. It's pure admiration. Carlos Sainz Jr. The relationship between me and Charles? Splendid. I couldn't ask for better. Since we used to spend a lot of time together, it is vital to feel good also personally, and it sure is our case. We do a lot of things together. We play chess, paddle, golf. Sounds like someone's talking about their buddy, right? It's Carlos Sainz Jr., son of the legendary rally driver Carlos Sainz Sr. He's currently teammates with Charles. Leclerc and both are leading Ferrari to their first Constructor Championship in 14 years. When asked about his real talent of Charles, which had influenced Carlos, this was his reply. "No, I got to see how quick he is already last year. The novelty in this beginning of 2022 is the change in his driving style that the new single-seater requires. There are machines that you adjust to naturally and quickly because they fit good with your driving style, as happened with my case last year." Max Verstappen. Since the age of 12, both Charles and Max were in great company with each other. Those were their karting days. Becoming the youngest ever Formula 1 driver in history at just the age of 17, Max entered the arena of Formula 1 at the age of 17, leaving kart racing. Leclerc had to first dominate the FIA Formula 3 and Formula 2 Championship, winning both before finally joining Sauber, now Alfa Romeo, an F1 team. When asked about the rivalry both of them had kept on their karting days, Max had a very optimistic reply. "We've grown up a lot, and we're both in Formula 1, and I mean, we're in the top 2 teams and fighting for winning the race, and what happened in go-karting is that it's actually, you can laugh about it now, good times." For Max, past shouldn't bother the present scenario. I mean, we basically grew up through go-karting from, I think, 11 years old, and of course, we were very similar in age. We already had a lot of go-karting battles, but also we made our path through to Formula 1. And not only the two of us, a lot of drivers like Carlos Sainz, George Russell, we already saw each other at the tracks of go-karting, and now we're all here in F1, basically fighting with the top teams. It's really good to see that, and I hope it can continue for a long time. This is how Max reacted to questions about his and Charles's bond. Lewis Hamilton. Lewis Hamilton is one of the best Formula drivers. He shares the most Formula 1 records with the legendary Michael Schumacher. He's been known to win the highest Formula 1 Grand Prix with a total of 103 wins. The legend has said, "I see a lot of myself in Leclerc, and he's doing a great job so far. I'm impressed of his growth and how he's been able to lead Ferrari to be total contenders again." He further explained, "It's great to see how Charles has grown. He's become a leader in a phenomenal team. Both Lewis and Charles have had hard times, but they're getting faster again and rising up the rankings slowly." The British driver also said that he expects Leclerc to continue rising since he's so young and is on a wonderful journey. He has the potential to grow much higher and stronger early in his career. He's shown his capability, and his team will only progress as time passes. He also said that he was looking forward to the future and hoping that they would get to race together again. Fernando Alonso. The two-time world champion Fernando Alonso supported Leclerc in his first season with Ferrari after becoming the youngest Ferrari pole sitter. Alonso said, "He has the combination of character and talent. He's young, intelligent and talented, and I'm curious to see if the Mercedes cycle will end. I feel that moment is near, although it wasn't Leclerc that eventually broke the Mercedes dominance in F1. There's a good chance he can take the throne from the Verstappen this year." He also offered Leclerc some advice, which he could use very well. Learn to score points to help the team, and remember that the World Championship is decided between July and September. Esteban Ocon. Just like Max Verstappen, Esteban Ocon was a rival to Charles Leclerc during their go-kart days, and he describes him as an excellent driver. "I've been racing against Charles for a long time, and he's one of the difficult guys. And I've been racing against Max and him, and they were the two best. So I'm not really surprised, but of course, I hope that we're going to be in Formula 1 for a long time, racing against each other for the title in the future." Monegasque driver would gear up ahead of the legendary driver Sebastian Vettel was a 10% surety for Esteban. "I told everyone, including the Mercedes, that Charles was going to be at this level and beat Sebastian Vettel after a couple of races, and no one believed me at that time. Now they do." With that, we've come to the end of this video. Do you agree with these drivers? What are your opinions on the young racer? Do let us know in the comment section. If you liked this video, give us a thumbs up and make sure to share and subscribe to our channel. We'll be coming back with more videos next time. Until then, take care.